Hi everybody, welcome back to another video with the Crazy Cat Lady. Today we're working on Father's Day cards. I'm making one for my dad and one for my stepdad. The one we're going to start out with is we use the Father's Day cartridge from Cricut, and this is the, let me put this down so you can see better. This is the car that we made. So we basically made both, normally it'd be the shift and the normal one, but on these ones it just has two keys, so you hit the key for the bottom and you hit the key for the top. The top is the black one, the outline. The bottom is going to be the gray that I have here. So I've chosen Going Gray for my base of my card, and this is going to be the front of the card. This paper is actually, the pattern paper is going to be from K & Company's Graduation Stack, and I got that at Target. The only bad thing about Target when it comes to scrapbooking supplies is that you're paying full price. You don't get a discount. So I kind of like to save when I get rebates and stuff. Like if you buy, I don't know, 10 cans of soup or something, they give you a $5 gift card. That's what I tend to try to use those on, so that way I'm saving some money. Now this paper is just the reverse side. I like to do that whenever I can, because not only it usually coordinates, not always, but usually. Ooh, that's why you don't do that on your project. It'll be covered up, thank goodness. So I'll do this off to the side. It usually coordinates with your project a lot of times. And you get to save paper, so you're not wasting paper. And I like to try and use all of my paper efficiently so I don't waste any, because it is kind of expensive to get paper. So I try to use it as efficiently as possible. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put this on, and I think we're going to use some pop dots to pop that up a little. This is the first time I've used the Father's Day cartridge, the Cricut cartridge, and that's most of my work, which you'll see. I do really like products from Stampin' Up. That's generally all of my solid color papers will be from Stampin' Up. My pattern papers come from everywhere and anywhere. I get Karen Foster. I love K & Company. Die Cuts with a View is really great paper. So I just kind of see what I find out there, and you know, the biggest thing I would recommend when shopping for paper is to make sure you look through the whole stack. Don't just look, oh, I love that sheet, I gotta have it. Well, yeah, but if you keep doing that, you're gonna have a lot of stacks with one sheet that you like, and that's it. So you're really kind of wasting money. I mean, you may be able to get some of them to grow on you, because that's what I used to do. Oh, I like that sheet, so I'm gonna buy it. And I really didn't like anything else in the stack. And I also fell into, everybody else was getting it, so I had to get it too. And it really wasn't something that I scrapbook. Like for example, the Butterflies, Blossoms and Butterflies by Die Cuts with a View is a beautiful stack. I'm just not a butterfly person. I'm more into the blues and colors like that. So it just, you know, I have it and I've used it, but it doesn't really fit with my personality. So here's my card. I'm going to have the measurements for you on my website. This was cut for the car. I used my Gypsy. It was cut at 4.81 for the width and 1.90 for the height. This piece is going to be 2 inches by 4 inches. The base of the card is an A2, which means a 5.5 by 4 1/4, and this layer right here is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. The colors I used, the bottom one is Going Gray. This one is Basic Gray by Stampin' Up, and Basic Black. Those are the colors that I used. And so what I also did was I took and punched out with a modern label punch, and oh, I can't remember the name of the punch. I'll have to put it on there. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm not forgetting this. Anyways, I will post that on there. I'm having a brain block. So we're just going to go ahead and put that on there. And we're going to keep it simple. We're just going to put this, take our card here, and put this down on the bottom. So there's one of our cards right there. Okay, and for the second card, what we're doing. This one is a fishing theme. Again, I used the Father's Day cartridge. This paper was actually from, I think it's called the Great Outdoors Stack, and it's from GCD. I got it at Michael's. I really like a lot of the Michael's paper. So my stepfather is saying he's a huge fisherman. It's an understatement. So a lot of his cards have to do with fishing and hunting and some of that nature. My brother's the same way. So on that side of the family, a lot of fishing and hunting cards and cartridges and stuff to keep up with that. So we're going to do this. The paper on this one, on the bottom, is going to be soft suede. Again, this is the Great Outdoor Stack by GCD, and it's not textured. It's like a linen finish maybe. And then this right here is soft suede and basic black from Stampin' Up. And I cut this again with my Gypsy from the Father's Day seasonal cartridge. The basket for this part, the black part, was cut at 4.56 width by 3 inches in height. And the basket in the back, the brown soft suede piece, was cut at 2.61 wide and 3 inches high, because it's still going to be that height. So again, we're going to go ahead and use some pop dots. These are I just wanted to do a couple quick, simple Father's Day cards. Sometimes it's great to do the real extended ones, but I like to keep them quick and simple. I'm not a very complicated scrapbooker. I like to do lots of different techniques. I think it's cool to learn all the techniques, but I also like to keep it simple and, you know, just appreciate the card for what it's for. Because I could put a whole bunch of stuff on here, but then I think it's going to really detract from the message. So what I did with this one is I told you the card base and the basket were both soft suede. This is Early Espresso, this color right here. So we used the Early Espresso for the ink, and the stamp that I used, so you can see it, you can see that clearly, says Happy Father's Day. It's from the Teeny Tiny Wishes from Stampin' Up. And if you would like to get that, just look for a demonstrator. If you need one, I have a great one. She's a very wonderful lady. She's fabulous. She can always answer questions, and she's very knowledgeable. So again, I used the Early Espresso. I just thought it would bounce, and it worked really good with the fish color. So I didn't want all of it that color. I just wanted the little bit to go against the soft suede. So we're just going to put that up there. And we're going to have a nice, simple Father's Day card. And then what I do on the inside of my cards is I'm going to just take a piece of white cardstock in here, mat it to 5 1/4 by 4. I generally like to put a strip, maybe just an inch, inch and a half of this paper on the inside so the card is continuous and matches. And then I write my message on the inside. I always like to do handwritten messages on my cards because I think it makes it that much more personal. So I always like to do that. I do sometimes stamp a sentiment, but I always include a personalized message from me because when we get to it, that's what it's really all about. You can buy a card at Walmart and it's perfect and it's pretty, but it's not personal. It's personal in that you picked out the phrasing and you picked out that card out of, say, 100 cards. But this is really personal because you put the thought and time and care into doing it. So I want to thank you for joining me again. A couple tips on these cards for using the Father's Day cartridge. I found these little pieces. I thought I could just zip right through the Xyron. It'd be great. You really can't because there's the holes. So if you put this through, this isn't sticking on anything, so you're just going to have adhesive kind of hanging there. And then the tires would have adhesive on the bottom. You could always use an adhesive eraser. Just put that like there if you wanted to. What I did was I followed and dotted with the Zig 2-way glue pen. It's the squeeze and roll, and it has the fine ballpoint tip. So I just put dots in certain areas so it sticks, because otherwise you're going to have too much glue. And there are a couple places I can see where a little glue squeezed out, which drives me nuts because I'm a perfectionist, but there's no perfection. If we wanted it perfect, we would have bought a card. So it's part of the fun of getting there. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I'm going to have a lot more coming up. I am on the Just a Scrap and Design team, which I'm so excited about and so excited to share the journey there with you. So we have some upcoming projects coming. I'll be getting ready for those. If you have any requests on videos, questions on techniques, anything like that, please drop me a line. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that I can. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time.